I've been in higher ed for 25 years. I've never felt so worried about what I do on the job.
Karma Chavez chairs the Mexican American and Latino Studies program at the University of Texas at Austin.
Now I find myself constantly looking over my shoulder. I worry that I'm going to say the wrong thing.
In January of last year, a new law went into effect in Texas prohibiting diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives at public universities.
The extent to which it happened and the complete erasure, I think, was pretty shocking for all of us.
The language of the law is broad, targeting a variety of policies and programs aimed at supporting historically marginalized groups. At UT Austin, the school's Multicultural Engagement Center closed, along with the Center for Gender and Sexuality, and dozens of positions related to diversity and inclusion were eliminated.
DEI programs really are just meant to make people feel more comfortable, so it felt like a pretty big blow for those to go away completely.
But the biggest impact may be something less tangible.
I think on campus it's rooted sort of a culture of fear. You're going to directly, remove these students' sense of community.
Alvin Shu is a junior at UT Austin.
There's also a part of me that wonders if that's sort of the goal. Maybe you don't want these kinds of students on campus.
Supporters of the law say it's the DEI programs that were exclusionary.
I don't think it's anyone's goal to cease doing everything possible to achieve diverse outcomes for our universities. It's how can we accomplish that? So how can we take...
In a hearing last year, the bill's sponsor, Texas State Senator Brandon Creighton, argued the changes would reallocate funds to recruitment and promote a merit-based system.
Those senators have made an argument that this actually could increase the diversity of the higher education. Now, whether you think that's an effective strategy or not is one thing, but that message hasn't really trickled down to students. So then they come up with their own interpretation of why, which could be distressing.
Dr. Eric Wood is an executive board member for the Association for University and College Counseling Center Directors. Multicultural centers, he said, were often a touch point for connecting those students to care.
They were gatekeepers in that way. Well, now in the states we have a ban, those gatekeepers are gone.
The Texas law is one of many.
This debate has extended across this nation. Texas is leading on this issue.
As of January, more than a dozen states had passed legislation or signed executive orders restricting DEI programs and policies at public universities.
What we're doing really is engaging in the legislative process. I mean, that's really our response.
Wood and his colleagues have been advocating for medical exemptions to the bans and have had some success. But he says the real agents of change will be those most affected.
So when students feel like they want to be able to do something, the most effective would be to actually engage the political parties involved.
Shu has taken that message to heart.
I'm not a legislator, but I can still speak out to legislators, right? Reach out and tell them, my side of the story. If you tell them, right, hey, I understand where you're coming from, and maybe you can understand where I'm coming from, I think that's a great path that you can build towards understanding one another.
In the meantime, schools and faculty are trying to adjust.
The million-dollar question is, how are you going to support these students? It's now got to be directly connected to the academic mission, which in some ways is good, but students aren't just here to go to school. They're here to become adults. And trying to provide some of those resources with this threat of overinterpretation of a law, I think, has been challenging for all of us.
Still, she says, she's prepared to stay the course.
I want to support these students. I want to support my colleagues. This is our Texas too.
A mission now shared by many educators across the country who are navigating a new educational landscape. In Texas, Dr. Nicole Clark, Spectrum News.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your community, click the subscribe button here. You can also download the Spectrum News app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.